Imagine reaching your 70s, decades of wisdom, experience, and rich memories behind you. Yet, in the quiet moments, many seniors across America face an unexpected challenge: loneliness. You might be surprised to learn that a significant number of older adults in the United States live alone. And while independence can feel empowering, it often comes at a hidden cost. Today, let's journey into the realities of aging in America, a story seldom told, yet so crucial to understand. We'll explore the lives of those over 70, uncovering not just the impressive independence many display, but also the silent struggles that come with solitude, feelings of loneliness, pockets of isolation, and the shadow cast by depression. Have you ever wondered just how many elders spend their days in silence, longing for someone to talk to, or how this quiet suffering affects their mental health? The numbers might shock you, but beneath the statistics are real stories, filled with hopes, challenges, and dreams that haven't faded with age. Stay with us through this entire journey, because by the end, you'll not only grasp the complexity of mental health among older Americans, you'll gain invaluable insight on how you, your family, and your community can make a difference. Whether you know a senior living alone or simply want to build a more compassionate society, the knowledge you'll gain here will empower you to act and inspire others. Let's begin by understanding the scale of this issue. In the United States, over 14 million older adults currently live alone, and the majority of those are women. As the baby boomer generation ages, that number is set to increase significantly in the next decade. While many outwardly celebrate their independence, survey after survey reveals a more nuanced picture. About 1 in 4 report feeling lonely frequently, and nearly a third say they have felt depressed in the last year. What does it really mean for someone over 70 to live alone in modern America? The answer is both complex and deeply personal. Living alone can mean enjoying freedom and making your own rules. For many, it is a source of pride, but with fewer opportunities for social connection, long days can stretch into long weeks, punctuated only by the ring of a phone or the flicker of a television. Social circles tend to shrink, whether due to the loss of friends and loved ones, physical mobility challenges, or changes in community dynamics. For some, maintaining connections becomes more daunting than ever. But why does loneliness hit so hard? Research has shown that loneliness is more than just a feeling. It can impact both the body and the mind. Chronic feelings of isolation have been linked to a higher risk of heart disease, weakened immune systems, and even cognitive decline. On the mental health front, ongoing loneliness can lead to depression, anxiety, and an increased risk of developing dementia. The science is clear: social connection isn't just nice to have, it's a health necessity. Let's pause for a moment to dispel a common myth that living alone and being lonely are one and the same. They are not. Some seniors thrive solo, actively pursuing hobbies and friendships outside the home. But for many others, the lack of regular interaction chips away at a sense of belonging. The absence of a confidant, a partner, or a close companion can gradually erode mental well-being, sometimes so subtly that the warning signs go unnoticed until a full-blown crisis emerges. The danger is compounded by the stigma that still surrounds mental health, especially among older generations. Many seniors hesitate to admit to feelings of sadness or isolation, worried they'll seem weak or burdensome. This silence often leads to untreated depression, and in too many cases, lives lived in quiet suffering. But numbers alone only tell part of the story. Take, for example, a woman named Dorothy, age 82, living in a suburb outside Chicago. After her husband passed away 5 years ago, Dorothy's days grew quieter. Her children moved out of state, and although she speaks to them on the phone, most of her social interactions come from neighbors or strangers at the grocery store. Some days she spends hours watching the birds outside her window, remembering a time when her house was full of laughter and conversation. She rarely complains, but at night loneliness seeps in, making sleep elusive. "I never thought getting older meant being invisible," Dorothy said in a recent interview. Dorothy's story is not unique. For millions of seniors, life in their golden years is a delicate balance between independence and isolation. Many describe it as a time of both freedom and frailty, filled with nostalgia for what once was and uncertainty about the future. It's important to note that loneliness doesn't always look like sadness. It can manifest as irritability, loss of appetite, chronic sleep problems, or a sudden disinterest in activities that once brought joy. These symptoms are frequently overlooked, mistaken for normal parts of aging, when in fact, they could be warning signs of depression or declining mental health. So what can be done? The first step is awareness, recognizing that loneliness is a real and growing problem among older adults. Next comes compassion, reaching out, checking in, and making a consistent effort to include seniors in community life. Whether it's inviting a neighbor for coffee or making a regular phone call to a relative who lives alone, small gestures can interrupt the cycle of isolation. Community organizations, religious groups, and local governments are beginning to recognize the role they play. Initiatives like volunteer programs, senior centers, and intergenerational activities are proving effective at fostering a sense of connection. Even assistive technologies, such as video calls, online communities, and senior-friendly social networks, are helping to bridge gaps for some. But none of these solutions are perfect, and access is not universal. Families often carry the heaviest burden. Juggling busy lives, work, and caregiving can leave adult children stretched thin. The guilt and stress of not doing enough for aging parents is common, especially when separated by distance or limited resources. Open communication, regular check-ins, and creative solutions, like rotating visits among siblings or pooling community support, can help lighten the load. On a broader level, policymakers and healthcare providers are starting to take notice. Medicare and other insurers are expanding coverage for mental health services, including therapy targeted specifically for older adults. Seniors now have more access to counseling, support groups, and psychiatric care than ever before. But barriers remain, from transportation challenges to cultural stigma, and it's up to all of us to advocate for accessible, affordable help. More than anything, the stories of American seniors teach us a universal truth. Human connection is essential, no matter our age. The elderly may need a little extra support, a kind word, or a patient ear, but the rewards, a world where nobody feels forgotten, are worth every effort. As we think about the future, consider these questions. How can we build neighborhoods that embrace older residents? What role can technology play, and where does it fall short? How can we balance respect for elders' independence with the need for connection? And what about those experiencing loneliness or depression right now? If you are a senior, know that your feelings are valid. Seeking support is an act of courage, not weakness. Reaching out to a friend, joining a group, or talking to a professional can break through the walls of isolation. If you are a friend or family member, make the first move. Call, visit, and listen with empathy. If you stayed until the end of this journey, thank you for being part of the solution. Your awareness is the first step, but action is what truly transforms lives. Take the next step today, whether it's starting a conversation, volunteering a few hours, or simply sharing what you've learned. Loneliness and mental health challenges among seniors are not insurmountable problems. Together, we can change the narrative, ensuring that no one grows old feeling invisible or alone. Reach out, stay connected, and remember, a little kindness goes a long way. Let's honor the elders in our lives by showing that their stories, experiences, and well-being matter, now and always.